the video I sent you last night?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I like it. I'll post that later today. And then I'm assuming, we'll just have questions and stuff and asking questions about the project and
I'll do my best to read questions, but I can barely see the screen. So
I'll read them out loud. I'll read them.
Okay. I'll be able to kind of...
Yeah, because your screen's far away. Yeah, I'll read them out loud for you because I'm sure that's what they'll probably mostly be about. Air Force One and stuff, so.
Hey, Chris, you want to send Renny the link? Do you have AirPods? Okay. Do you have Jawbones or whatever? Chris will send you the link so you can...
Kyle William Lara says he loves you.
My video screen's not going so good.
I just figured I didn't want to give you my AirPod and,
William, look at what shirt I'm wearing. I feel like you should love me today, too.
I'm not into that sharing fluids kind of thing.
Oh, you can't see me yet. Never mind. I'm going to give you a free pass.
Right here. You can see you're here. But if you're logged into it, then you can hear.
Well, the countdown just went into like hyper mode.
Let's do this. I'm gonna. Yeah, that was crazy fast.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Michael, once the countdown stops, then our video will go live. It just stays on the black screen while it's doing its countdown. I know, Paul, that was like traveling through time. How it feels like time goes through as an adult.
Hey, Chris,
now it's going really slow.
Can you text Renny the link?
I did.
Okay, thank you. I hope that works, even though I'm close to it.
You should.
Yeah. Well, I hope there's not an echo.
Oh, right.
If not, we'll have to separate a little bit.
I think it'll be okay because your iPad's up on the stand and Renny's going to just have his phone by him, right?
Yeah, and you know what? That may work nice because then Renny can just...
Yeah, I bet it'll be okay. Yeah, I bet it'll be okay. Because really, it seems like he could sit in your video but have his audio on, right? And just hide his video.
Exactly.
Should work.
Yeah, guys, the video countdown has got quite a delay. That's why you see it speed up every once in a while.
Okay.
So just bear with us. It's going to be a little messed up this morning.
That's okay. We should have just like about a minute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be getting close.
The music is crazy this morning too.
You'll know when the music ends.
So this is
right.
You'll be able to walk away and you can talk to it. I'm not going to be on the phone, right? You could pull away from it. Chris can hide you. You'll be up here. Hey, can you hear me? Sydney, talk to Renny.
Yeah.
Can you hear her?
Hey, Renny, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little loud.
Yeah, well, give us a minute.
The music's loud. Yeah, the music will go away.
Cool.
I can't hear Renny very well, but I'm sure it'll be fine once the audio is on.
Or your mic on this. That's bigger. That's your mic.
Okay, see if that's any better.
A little bit. I think once the music's gone, I'll be able to hear you a little bit better.
Cool.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, this is going to take some time for it to catch up.
There we go.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
Man, that's a lot of questions already. This is awesome. So welcome to a special edition Bead Maker and Coffee with Sydney, Kyle, and our guest, the one and only Mr. Renny Doyle. We have a really cool Bead Maker and Coffee today, brought to you by the 60-year anniversary Sorrel Killer Coffee. That's why Renny's drinking his coffee right now, and we both know that Renny and Sydney are both coffee nuts. So
I don't mind it. Mine's not as foo-foo.
yeah, hers is more like a milkshake. It sounds like.
Mine's a little more complex.
It's sad because Sydney couldn't show up today.
Yeah, Sydney just had problems getting here.
Sydney,
We'll see if Sydney can make another appearance one day.
Yeah, we will. Maybe at Monterey.
Oh, there you go. There you go. And she'll for sure be at SEMA, right? Sydney will for sure be at SEMA. There's a special booth.
Yeah.
We're creeping everyone out right now. This is awesome. Well,
kind of gross to think about.
On that note.
Well, we're both at different locations. We wish Sydney could have joined us, but we had a lot going on. As you can see, we have Air Force One, the first jet Air Force One behind us. And we even have a crew member up on the wing right now, laying down some protection. And we're going to do our normal Bead Maker and Coffee content. And we'll go through some questions, and we're going to peel away, and maybe Renny and I will split up and go and talk to some of the team members here at the Air Force One project. So we're going to start off with our normal thing and talk about what we detailed this week. And I wanted to see what Sydney's been up to. We haven't talked much this week because we've both been doing different things.
Yeah. So, I've just been holding down the fort here, dealing with the dirty cars. I've been on a string of Subaru Imprezas for some reason. And Renny can fill me on this. The carpet in the Subarus, man, you put a dog in those cars. Oh, so I've been dealing with dog owner Subaru Imprezas all week, which has been a little bit crazy. But today I'm super excited. I have a brand new Porsche. Do you say it Taycan?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it? So I have a brand new Porsche Taycan that just got here from the dealership, and I'm going to be doing legend on it. So I'm super excited for today. That's going to be super fun. You're so pretty, Renny. But otherwise, so that's what I've been working on. Just lots of dog hair and just detailing away all week. It's been crazy and hot still hot. Got to complain there for a second.
Well, it hasn't.
What have you guys been doing? Yeah. What are you guys working on?
You don't want to know what Kyle just did to me. Just to the tea bag.
They're in my sweater. Right?
Really
He's
cool.
making stuff up. That's why. Well, you can see we've been working on Air Force One and a really amazing B-29 bomber here at the Museum of Flight in Seattle, Washington. I've been a part of this project for 8 years now. Not 8 years straight, because last year wasn't a thing, but since 2013, I've been part of the team, and it's been amazing to work, not just with Renny, but with many team members from all over the country, polishing the aluminum and the paint, protecting the paint, and preserving the history of this really, really rare, I guess both really rare aircrafts that are valued very, very highly. And so that's what we've been working on all week. We started Monday morning, and the reason we're here is because of PNS too. I mean, they're a huge part of it. We're using PNS products all over, and man, we've seen some great results. This is one reason that Bead Maker is actually Boeing approved.
Yep. Well, it's amazing because a lot of people, the longevity of Bead Maker and so forth is always a question, right? And I got to tell you, we didn't touch these planes for 2 years, and we were amazed at how well it held up and how well the planes look.
Not just Air Force One, but even the B-29, we put it over the aluminum. It put a little bit of a dullness to it when we finished up, not much, because bare aluminum doesn't accept anything very well. But what happened is it made it really, oh, look at that. It made it very, very, very easy to clean it back up. It lasted. So.
Hey, Chris, you want to hide his thing? Just
When he has him hit, we can't hear him.
Okay.
Gotcha. That's okay. We're on it.
Yeah.
So hey,
We got most of what you said. There you go. That sounds good right there. So then when you got louder, you had an echo, but it's good.
Cool.
We heard most of what you said. Renny, how many years though has this project been taking place?
Since 2003. So we came up and we bid the project in 2002 and were granted the project. It had to go through a lot of hoops, the Department of Defense, the Air Force, Boeing, the museum, and it was really difficult. It took us months and months of work. And then for years, for probably about a decade, it was almost equal amount of work every time we come up. But it was such a valuable project and so meaningful. And, you know, we've got so many, you know, PNS has played a huge part in making this happen year after year for the last 6-7 years. But the industry really steps up. And it was pretty cool because Marcus is here from IGL. He said something really important to me yesterday. He says, you know, it's so cool to see people come together and treasure a national piece of American history like this instead of tearing it down. Is to honor a piece of history like this instead of wrecking it. And I never viewed it that way. You know, I mean, we are preserving it, but to the point to where I was told last night that, you know, when I'm dead and gone, they're going to put a bench out here with my damn name on it. I didn't like that. Well, no, is it good? Just because these guys want to sit on it.
We already designed it and everything.
Yeah.
You guys can't see, but Shad Stoker says, "Put me on the team, coach."
Yeah, it's well. That brings up another really important factor is that the team's made up of 100% of people that's come through the 5-day training. They're in the group. They're proven. They've put into the group. They've invested in the group. This year's a tiny team, 19 people. Usually we're up at the 60, 65 mark, and we're doing 17 planes. We're hoping to work on maybe 2 additional this week, but definitely, you know, Air Force One and the B-29, you know, are the most important.
Yeah. So cool. I've seen lots of social media out there this week. It's all been great. I know for those of us that are home are just literally reading and watching everything. It's so impressive. And that B-29 just turned out absolutely gorgeous. Just really, really great. And I mean, what an amazing crew you guys have there this week. It's just been so fun to watch them. Yeah. And so, you know, I just want to say as a watcher, I know I speak for everybody else, you know, thank you for all of your coverage and everybody's hard work. It's just been really, really great to be from home and watching that take place. It's just super cool.
Yeah, we wish we could bring everybody, you know, we really do.
Yeah.
And it's such an amazing experience. And these guys have just killed it. It's being such a small team, and they're getting tired, you know, because it's a lot of work, day 4. But, you know, we have to be safe. You can hear, you know, lifts in the background. But, you know, this plane right here, Air Force One, we've had a lot of the trolls online coming in. Oh, it's just an old plane. It's an old plane that we had to insure for $300 million. And so, you know, it's a piece of American history. And then other people have been saying, you know, we've got so much support, but, well, you guys have done that before, big deal. Well, you know what? I'm sorry that you don't get repeat customers, but we do.
Yeah. Well, here's a great comment from a viewer right now. Matthew Gibbs says, "Good day from down under. What I see with the AFO team is my dream of seeing with the global industry, united, not divided. Another detailer does not have to be the enemy." So that's awesome.
Yeah, you know, he goes way back. Matt, you know, I just adore your passion. He's just a hardcore purist, and he sees the big picture a lot of people don't. So miss you, Matt.
Yeah, very cool. So what's the plan for today, guys? What are you're back on Air Force One today.
we've got a special day planned.
Yeah, we do.
Really special.
Okay.
Today we get to meet, or I get to see a good friend of ours. So the B29 is a very, very rare B29. It's one of very few in the world that are around. And the museum has a benefactor named Marlene, and she wanted us here. She made it happen. It wasn't looking like this was going to happen this year. And so Marlene basically wrote the check to get all of us here, and we get to see her again today, which we haven't seen her in a couple of years.
That's awesome.
Sweet lady, and she has a history with the airplane. Her husband was involved with B-29s on a level that very few are, and Renny can elaborate that in a second. But we get to see her today, have lunch with her, and so priority is on the B-29 today. We have 3 teams here. We have a team 1 and 2, which are returning members, but still, low years, and some rookies. And then we have a finishing crew. And finishing crew is right now working on metal on engine, I believe 2, and about to start engine 1 on Air Force One. And they're going to stay there all day. We're going to get the metal done today and do some finessing. And everyone else is all hands on deck on the B-29 because we want Marlene to know we appreciate what she did, and that what she did is worth it. We're giving her her value because she wanted us here to clean that metal, protect the plane, and show it the love. So tell us about Marlene's husband.
So this is pretty cool, Sydney, is that Marlene's husband in World War II was one of the representatives for Boeing Company when they built the B-29. And so he was actually, while he was not in the military, he was a contractor that serviced the military. And he was stationed on the islands where they were launching the B-29s against different positions against Japan. And so he was there to do maintenance as they came back from their sorties. During that time frame, these are very young people at the time. And he had made really good friends with one of the pilots, Captain Tibbets. Captain Tibbets was 29 years old at the time, and he flew a plane known as the Enola Gay. He was the captain of the Enola Gay. So one night, he got briefed on a mission, and he came into Marlene's husband and said, "Hey, we need to go have a scotch because tomorrow the world's going to change." And the next morning, he dropped the first bomb on Japan.
Wow.
And her husband was there on the island where they took off from. And so, it's destruction. It was war. That plane was used in combat. It's got a history of combat. But it's also a piece of history that we can't whitewash and forget about. And so she's got a lot of special meaning. Her and her husband both worked on this plane. It's one of about 6 in the world. It's the only B-29. A lot of people don't realize these planes were pressurized, the first bomber. And these planes had a remote control gunning system. They didn't have an independent operator for each gun. And this is the only plane in the world where those guns still operate.
Wow. That is so cool.
And it's parked right next to a B-17, and then there's the B-29, and then what was the B-47? The progression of history and technology is shown right here. So cool.
That's really awesome. That's really
reminder of where everything started. And then we have a B-52 right over here.
And where we never want to go.
Yeah.
It's history that, we quickly forget history, and seeing these planes and what they had to do is a reminder of that's why we need to be good people and not cause shit.
Yeah. Well, that's so cool. And so you guys, just to remind everybody, you guys are at the Boeing Museum Flight? Is that what it's called? Or the okay.
Yeah,
and so
Museum
that's where
Flight.
all these and so that's where all these planes are housed, and they are back open to the public now, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
After being closed for 18 months or something. So if you guys are ever in Seattle, please make sure you stop by and support the museum, and check out the planes that these guys have worked on. It's, definitely a labor of love, and just what a cool piece of history to see there all in one place. So
Yeah.
that is so cool. So next, I would like if you guys could tell me some stories from this week. What has anything crazy happened, exciting? Like let's. I mean, you can tell crazy stories, but I was thinking more like, let's highlight some of these detailers that are there working their butts off. Like any fun stories about them? Anybody want to call out?
We will. Oh God, I mean a bunch of people. I mean, Bill Quinn's here. Bill Quinn goes back to how many years did he say?
Bill and I have been here
8 years both. Yeah. So
Doug's the only one that's been here
9 years. 9 years.
And then you,
so,
for,
18 years. So this is a trippy thing though, because we started out doing the project just my team, and even then we didn't bring everybody with us because we had a business to run, right? And so we couldn't just shut it down. But our first team was here for 2 weeks doing just Air Force One, and the technology was a lot different back then. We did a lot of sanding. The pretty aluminum that you see now, it didn't shine at all. We had to sand. You're looking at engine number 3 right here that you're looking at, and you couldn't see the shine at all. And so it took me 2 days to take and cut down through that, and then just get a minimal shine back. And so it's been a labor of love. Then probably one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my career. And the flag on the tail. We've only service members or our previous service members work on it.
That's awesome.
So we keep that for our veterans or our reservists. So pretty amazing.
Fun stories. Past years, we've had guys that were humbled on this plane. Some badass detailers. Thought they were top notch. And then the engine over here to my right, engine 4, will humble anyone. It is
2,000 times harder than Lexus Tuxedo Black.
Oh, wow.
The other engines are only 1,000 times harder. That one's 2,000 times harder, and it's just something with the metal.
The metal has been, look, this thing, our crown jewel, we'll call it, been all over the world.
Yeah.
These engines have been roaring for millions of miles. And not only did it have a lot of heat on them, it sat for years. This engine sat in the sun for many years before this beautiful roof was over it, but it's still in the sun. And you can only polish these things so much before you start going through. And I think we're at a very touchy, finicky point.
We have been for about 10 years. And so we really have to, the museum, I have to write a report after this project every year. And, as long as they maintain it, we can come back and just really, everybody says, oh, go after it more. Well, we can't. Because just like paint, it's got its limits before you just go through. So I think that I think the rest of my life, I think another 25, 30 years, I don't think we'll ever hurt it. And then one day these walls will be enclosed, and that will be a game changer. So I think we're okay. I think we're going to make it through. And it's funny stories. George, my right-hand guy out of one of my offices, we were here 1 year before we used to bring people. And I was working with him. I was on Air Force One. He was on B-47 bomber. And I told him, hey, we already took and corrected the paint, and we've put a sealant down on the B-47. Don't get on that wing. And he's athletic and young. He got up there anyway. And just when I looked over, he started to slide off the wing, fell and broke his arm.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And tough guy. He worked the rest of the day, told me it wasn't broken. We got home 2 days later. He said it wasn't broken. 3 days later, he says, I think my arm's broken.
Oh, no.
It was. He came back to work, and he polished with his left arm.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, pretty cool. He's joining the Mafia. He'll be here in September to train. On a big
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Brent comes around.
Yep.
That's great.
Cool.
So what do you feel like? Tell us about some of the products that you're using and what parts you're using.
Oh, man. You know, I mean, it's pretty cool because metal bright. So I'll hold metal bright up, and I'll take my hands. It's cold right now, so this product has just done a great job. This is our initial cut, and especially on the B29, because we're not as far along on its perfection as we are in Air Force One, even though it looks great. We've got big plans, you know, make metal great again, you know, so to say.
I love it.
And so we're going to take in, we're going to keep going on it. Metal Bright's really been a champion, and we've really seen it shine this year particularly. It's because the planes didn't get touched for a couple, you know, it's been 2 years. And so to see it not just shine, but to clean the metal was pretty impressive.
Nice. Good.
Yep. And then from there, we used on the paint, Ego Maker for all the compound areas that we needed. And then, of course, deep finish polish, and then Bead Maker over the top. We are doing testing on the paint on Air Force One with Legend this year. And so
Cool.
you can see something new next year. And
That's awesome.
we'll see how that goes. So we're going to do some testing. You know, the paint on this is old, and it's very valuable. You can see where we're doing some paint repair up on the edge in back of us. So we want to make sure there's no interactions with this old paint. So we're going to test it for a year, make sure she looks good, and then we could be laying down some Legend on a Legend.
Cool. That's awesome. That's so great.
Yesterday, before we started polishing the metal here, we did a little test with Ultra Coat polish. We got it right there in the white area above the engine brushes. Man, that stuff looks great right there.
It did. It looks really good. Looks really good.
So Ultra Coat polish.
Yeah, we keep laughing because Keith Duplessis, he always says, when in doubt, you use Ultra Coat polish. And I mean, just how many times just in the last 2 months for the three of us have we realized what that means, right? You know, I'm sure most of you saw it on the Forerunner project here in Boise. And then, so I laughed the other day when I heard the story from Air Force One that you guys went through a couple products, and what was the one that finally worked was Ultra Coat polish. So that's great. That's a great product. So we have a couple questions.
The paint on it's 44 years old.
Oh, wow.
It needed something a little different for those spots that were in the sun hot.
Yeah.
Was the key.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to see how Legend does on it. So we have a couple questions. So let's get some of those out of the way. So first one is, let's see. So and it's hard for me to read this because my light's in my eye, but Stilly's Mobile Detailing says, how can you limit hazing and what causes it?
Ooh, that's a great question. You know, hazing can come from a lot of things. Too aggressive of a product for that particular paint, too aggressive of a pad on that particular paint, maybe too aggressive of pressure, maybe too light of pressure. There's a lot of variables. And so you want to really be able to read paint and know if it's soft or hard and what you're dealing with, if it's spongy, if it's finicky, and so forth. A lot of times, too, when we're going to compound, sometimes you're just going to create haze. And then you got to come back with that second step and clean it up. It's just going to happen. We do the same thing with the polished aluminum this week. Sometimes we just have to get so aggressive to get the results we want. That haze is going to be there, but then the follow-up step cleans it up nicely. So there's a lot of different variables that can be there. Also, is it a repaint? And so sometimes a repaint will haze a little worse than a factory paint. So there's a lot of variables going on.
So what I would do for that, make sure you have plenty of options in pads and products, and do your test spots.
Absolutely.
I mean, all the way through, before you start doing the whole vehicle, do your cut, finish it out, and have a plan for each car, because if not, you're going to do a whole car and you go, oh shoot, we can't get this haze out.
I do a test spot on everything I touch. It doesn't take long, 5-10 minutes, and it's so worth the investment of time to see if you're going to get the results you want. You know, in trainings, these guys will attest to it, is that's part of our program of developing your eyes. And we'll have somebody with 20 years of paint correction experience come in, and we'll put anywhere from 4 to 6 compounds and 4 to 6 polishes up against each other. And it really, to see what the difference is on that, especially now that we're working with Porsches in the training center, is that to see what it does to that paint, all those different product and pad combinations, is a real eye opener. Even for me, sometimes I think I'll take a guess. I'll say, okay, this product combo and this pad's going to win, and we get in there and it's like, oh, it didn't.
Yep. So I think for me, the most important thing there is that if you're only doing a single step, like Renny said, do your test spots. And if your test spot is resulting in a haze, then you might want to back it down a little bit, because if you're going to create the haze by getting out the defects that you want, you're going to have to follow up with a single step or a second step of the polish. And so that's kind of where I gauge it on is, if I'm getting my defects out, but causing a haze because of the compound or the pad I'm using, if I know I'm doing a second step with a polish, then, that's fine because I'm getting out of more of the defect. But if I'm doing a single step polish and I'm creating a haze, then I'll back it down a little bit because I don't want to have to go back over, because that's not what the customer's paying for. So it all goes back to the test spot, right? Like, know what you're getting yourself into and know what your results are going to be before you do the entire car. And it is amazing how different things react on different paints. It's really crazy. So take that extra 5-10 minutes and put it in to your test spots for sure.
Hey, Rodney was training with us last month, and hopefully he's on. Hey, Rodney. But we determined real quickly that him and I had something in common. We're both really heavy-handed detailers, and when you find that out, even on a single stage one step correction, where you're just going to hit it and then come back with your protection, whether that be coating or bead maker, is that when you are heavy-handed, just lighten it up. And that different pressure made a huge difference with myself, and then teaching Rodney that, because we had the same traits, is that he went from having a slight haze to absolute pure clarity with just adjusting his hand pressure.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So next question from Mark Johnson. Are you doing anything with the Concorde and its new paint?
Not yet. They're not. As a matter of fact, we're sitting above it or underneath it right now. It's going to have to cure for a bit. It looks pretty. Yeah, go ahead and turn it. There we are, right there. We're literally underneath it. They were still painting on it yesterday, so we're gonna. Oh, wow. It's going to sit and cure for a little bit. So we probably won't do anything for it until spring.
Cool.
Man, it looks good though.
Looks amazing.
Take a look, Mark. They rolled that paint on.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
That's really cool. That's awesome. So since we're talking about the Concorde, tell us some of the things that the museum has been doing over the year, and what are some of their projects in getting back open to the public, and what changes have they made, and what are they working towards?
I'd love to see people come visit, because they need people to come back and get energy going back in the museum. There's been a lot of people, but you can definitely see that the trickle has not been as much as it usually is. But what they did is they've really concentrated. They had to shrink their staff down, like a lot of people had to. But they really did try to maintain the out. This is considered an outdoor exhibit, even though it's under roof now. It's still got open walls. So they really tried to maintain it as best they could. And they took and updated some of the displays inside the museum. They elevated the P-51 Mustang. So they really did update a lot of the collection and change it around a little bit. Took advantage of the time to do a little remodeling and re-layout. And so it looks really, really nice.
Very cool. Very cool. So tell us a little bit about BeadMaker and how you guys are using it on Air Force One, and then also talk a little bit about the certification that BeadMaker has because of this project.
It's pretty cool. So BeadMaker, we after the planes are completely cleaned up, is we're spraying it on in what we call a heavy concentration. We're putting a pretty good mist on it, and then really massaging it into the paint. It's really helped out. And then we really don't like to put anything on bare aluminum. But what we found, because of the display out here with the B-29, is we leave the aluminum alone on Air Force One because it's so sensitive. We don't touch it. But on the B-29, it's a little more hardy and not as perfect as Air Force One.
It has some battle scars.
Well, yeah, it's got Japanese zero holes in it, you know, where he got shot.
And they've dragged hoses over
Yeah.
it, you know, in the middle of
Fuel
the
lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it, you know, it got
The history on those. It's like, what happened to this dent here?
there's a lot of patina. There's a lot of cool patina on it, you know.
Yeah.
And so, you know, on that one, we are covering the aluminum down with Bead Maker, and it was something that we tried in 2019, not knowing that we weren't going to be here for a little while. And I'm so glad we did, because it was so much easier to clean up than it would have been had we not done that.
That's
Hindsight.
great.
And then we're going to go through. You see at United Airlines, one of the early twin-engine airlines that Boeing built. It's one of a kind. There's only one left. We'll do some videos on it, you know, starting tomorrow on Saturday. We're going to clean it up. We're going to take ultra coat polish. Are we going to use that one? We decided to do. I think we did a test pod on it yesterday,
or maybe Kyle's.
Yeah, so we'll have to play around. We did some test pods, and then we're going to come back and put Bead Maker on that. But we're also going to take and test a little legend on that one too. And
That's
so
awesome.
we're having a lot of fun, especially on aircraft like that. It's one. It's one on one. There's a DC-2.
Yeah.
There's two of them in the world. How many
That is
times
so
do you get to
cool.
do that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hold on, I gotta wave to somebody. Hi. We have fun. We have fun.
We've been razzing each other.
Yeah, we do.
Just having a good time. We got a
That's great.
really good crew of rookies.
Yeah.
You guys.
Hey, you know what? And 10-second Tom's here with us this week.
Nice. Who's that?
One of the team members.
That's
About
funny.
every 10 seconds, he loses his sunglasses.
Oh, funny. That's funny.
Oh, man. I'll tell you who it is later.
Yeah. We won't throw Chris Lee in front of us.
Oh my gosh, I probably could have guessed that. So are you guys going to have Chris Lee put dressing on any of the tires or no?
So I actually have a tire ready. You know what I did, Sydney? This tire? I undressed one of the tires.
Ooh, what is that?
Yeah, look at that.
What is that?
This
So cool. All right, guys, we have a new product that we are announcing right now. Right
This
right?
wasn't planned.
No, not at all. Actually, guys, it wasn't. I mean, I knew it was coming, but I didn't know right this second. So that's so awesome. So this is a new product that is in the Pro Series line, and it is called Undressed. And Kyle and I, being the children that we are, came up with the name for this product. And the reason for it is that this is going to be the product that's going to strip off. So it's a heavy duty concentrated tire cleaner. So this is going to help strip off all the old dressings. So as we know, when dressings pile up on the rubber, they stop adhering to the tire, right? And so then that's what causes the sling from dressings. So we found this product and wanted to put it in this space. And so we're calling it Undressed. And so this is to strip off all the old tire shines. You know, a lot of people change up, they use different ones and they don't work together. And so this is just a total reset for your tires. So I like to use this product, especially when I'm doing coatings. So like on this Taycan I'm doing today, I'm definitely going to use it on this because I want to strip off whatever the dealership put on, which is probably a heavy silicone tire dressing. And so we're super excited about this new product. And so I will let Kyle take it over because he tried it on Air Force One.
Yeah, you know what? Doing a lot of RVs and big rigs, there's all that browning. We call it browning.
Yeah.
The sun bakes on it, the old tire dressing, and it gets that brown, ugly coat. So this is going to work great for getting the tire clean, and we call it undressed tire prep. We're going to prep and prepare it. It also works great on white walls and white letters.
White letters, yeah.
For those that you like to look like Walker Texas Ranger and have your Goodyear white wall, white letters out, this is going to work great for that. I always remember that Dodge truck. White letters, Walker Texas Ranger, man.
I'm leaving.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Oh.
That was good, Kyle.
But you know, we wanted to be a little bit edgy with the name, and we came up with this. And I'm like, that actually fits it so well. We had to fight
we
for
did.
this name. We argued over a few different names. So Undressed is the entire stripper.
Hey, you know what though? Now the next fight's going to be is I want to come up with a new tire dressing that's called Happy Ending.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, Bob.
We got Undressed Tire Cleaner and Happy Ending Tire Dressing.
So we're going to make sure that Chris Lee takes our dynamic
Yeah.
and dresses the tire on Air Force One.
No. You guys want us to tell you?
Don't tell him.
No, because he's not going to watch, is he? He's going to be too busy.
I mean, it's Chris. He may be watching right now.
Yeah, we're gonna screw with Chris. We're gonna screw with Chris a little. So what is his story with tire dressing?
I don't know.
He's got like a phobia.
So for those that don't know, Chris Lee, he's in McMinnville, Oregon, and we give him a bad time all the time because he refuses to use tire dressings. So he claims that because he lives in like wooded area that people get their tires dirty. And so he refuses to use it. We all think it's the craziest thing, but he has used it on a couple times, and he'll always check in with me and send me pictures when he finally uses tire dressing.
Wipe and Shine. He said he's actually using Wipe and Shine.
He has been using Wipe and Shine. Yep, he has been using that.
We are converting him to dressing.
Yes.
Well, okay, so he's not listening because he's too busy. So we're going out to his car today, and we're going to super dress all his tires on his car.
Tread and everything.
So
Tread
funny.
and everything.
That's
He's gonna,
so funny.
just like super dressing on his car.
He's gonna have
We're just going to lather it on.
That's so funny.
No,
So,
we've had a
Renny,
good time with
you
it.
should make your own label for whatever you're using, and you can call that Happy Ending, whatever you dress his tires with.
Bob
That'll
needs
be
a
good.
custom label.
Right now. Bob
Yeah,
says
we need a
this is
custom
going,
label.
Oh boy!
Stop,
oh boy!
Renny, stop.
Oh boy!
Stop.
Oh boy! Yeah, stop.
So,
Okay, so we have a
some other
couple
stuff
questions.
Go ahead, yes, do that.
Yes, we have a couple questions about Undressed. So, let's see. I don't really understand that one. So Sarah says, this is probably a dumb question, but do you use Undressed every time you apply new dressing, or if you're just changing different products? So for me,
Question.
that is an awesome question. So I do not use it every single time. So I use it the first time a car comes into my shop to strip off any old dressings that aren't, because different brands and different makeups of the dressings can challenge each other. So the first time a car's been in my shop, I use Undressed. If I'm doing a coating, I use Undressed just to make sure that we've got the best adherence of the new tire dressing. When I don't use it is then for maintenance. So on my own vehicle, if I'm seeing another, I have a lot of cars that come in every 3 months. I just use Brake Buster because Brake Buster is still a fantastic tire cleaner. And so if it's being maintained and you don't need to strip all that old dressing off, because I usually keep notes, but I also kind of know if it's a Jeep or if it's a sports car, I know what dressing I generally choose. And so for maintenance vehicles, I do not use Undressed. So I just use them at that total reset when it comes into my shop, first time and coatings. That's pretty much the only time I use it. On my personal car, I might use it, I don't know, once every 6 months just to kind of do a reset, but it's definitely not something you'd have to use every time you wash a vehicle. I would just stick with Brake Buster for that.
I think with Brake Buster, Iron Buster, and Undressed, we now have a whole
Complete
infinity of tire and wheel cleaning.
Yeah,
Where you're not
for
gonna
every
use
scenario.
Iron Buster every time.
Right.
Brake Buster is the perfect maintenance for tire and wheel.
Yes.
Weekly or bi-weekly. This is more of those heavier occasions where you need. Maybe you went off-roading in your truck and you had some tire dressing on. You're going to want to undress your tire. Brake Buster, depending on your dressing too, you may not break through it. So this is a heavier cleaner, and I think those that for me, I'm going to use it on RVs all the time, lifted trucks, semi trucks, but daily drivers, I'm always going to use Brake Buster. The cool thing is, if you're using Brake Buster and you're scrubbing it and it's just not doing it, you have your bottle of Undressed right there. Just spray it on top of the Brake Buster and boost it.
Yep.
Undress it.
Undress it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Got to get it cleaned up.
So
That's
it's
why
a fantastic, yeah. So it's a fantastic product. I know a couple people are asking where can they get it, when can they get it. Distributors should start having it in anytime. I know there's probably a lot of them that already have it on the shelves. So just check with your local distributor and, you know, let them know that you want them to get it in. I know there's probably several online retailers that already have it in. So you'll start seeing it out there. And now that we've made, you know, the announcement, I'm sure a lot of retailers will start announcing that they have it. So just keep your eye out for it. It's an awesome tool to have in your arsenal. Again, not one you're going to use every car every day, but when you need it, it's going to be super awesome. And let's mention real quick, what are the best ways to use it? So I like to use a stiff brush with it because obviously I'm using it. There's a lot of stuff to remove. So I'm using one of the black stiff bristle brushes. I know you guys used with a flex tool, right?
Yeah, we used a flex with one of those black Velcro brushes on it on the
Yeah.
tire. He pulled it out
That's
in town.
awesome. Yeah.
We'll put the video up later.
Yeah.
We did a little TikTok. And
Yep.
you're gonna use your best discretion. I mean, if you got a gnarly tire, you may be using like a brass brush, like we used to back in the day. Just be careful around your rims.
Hey guys, and I'm going to say it right now. We're going to get really loud here in a second, so it might impact what we're doing, and unfortunately, we just can't stop. But we're going to have a lift going here in just a second.
And if it becomes a problem, we're going to get through some questions, and then Renny and I are going to separate. He's going to go over to the B29 and kind of show you what they're doing there. And I'm going to go over to my team, the finishers, on the other side of Air Force One. But we call it AFO. So if you ever see AFO online, that's what it means. And we'll talk to those guys and see what they're doing. But I wanted to.
Cool.
Are you freezing?
I'm cold.
It's cold.
Weird.
Oh.
That's crazy. We'll snuggle, boys, snuggle. So we have a question. Torque 2 wheel. They seem to lose their polished chrome look after using Brake Buster. Is this just a thing with that type of rim? Some forums claimed that this happens to theirs even with soap and water.
It does.
I'm not familiar with. Yeah, I'm not familiar with those wheels.
Absolutely, it's happening more and more. Torque. We're seeing it. I have fuel wheels on the shop truck. We're seeing it in a lot of different modern day wheels that it just takes and dulls it down. And it's unfortunately just a reality that we've got. And, you know, like I said, some people are even telling me that with just a mild soap that they're seeing it change the tones and get spotting, a kind of uneven look and everything else. So
coat those wheels when they're brand new.
Right, multiple coats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chrome that we're seeing coming from other countries, it's garbage. I mean, it really is, and powder coat as well.
We're seeing chrome wheels, so to say, chrome wheels now that literally are peeling off on the first clean.
Yeah, it's just a sticker. It's just a sticker. It's the craziest thing. I've seen a lot of those too. So when I'm having new, those chrome wheels coming in, I tell my customer right away, like, I'm not sure how crazy I'm going to go on these because I don't want to ruin them, and they're just literally just a sticker. So yeah, those are killing me. The thing that's killing me with those is, especially this winter when we have that salt on the roads, it gets like one pebble of that salt underneath and it just starts peeling away. So here's a request. And I'm go ahead.
You go anywhere where they put magnesium chloride down, and it's even going to be worse.
Yes, that's what we have in our salt. It's crazy. They mix the salt and the magnesium. It's horrible. So this one's from William, and I'm all about this. It says, can Renny and Kyle do a TikTok dance? And I think we should have requests for which dance you learn.
We have one we already
yeah, that's in the works, man. Yeah.
I think you need to do the fancy one.
Stars, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, so if you guys could get on that, that would be awesome.
We will make it happen. I'm not sure it's going to be. We're going to have tryouts.
You know what? I'm going to send you one that you can do. I know you guys can learn this one. So
there's one that you and I have been wanting to do for a long time, Sydney.
Yeah.
I've been Alex and trying, but he's just not coordinated enough.
Yeah. We're going to do it. Awesome. All right. Well, are you guys ready to go around and start talking to people? We've got about 10, 15 minutes left. So why don't we go start talking to some of the guys and
throw us some questions, and Renny's going to go that way, and I'm going to go this way. I'm going to give me a second.
Okay,
take
yeah,
my iPad.
we don't have a whole lot of questions waiting out, but one thing, I know Uni's here, and Uni, Hiram just wants to know if you got undressed in stock yet. So I know Uni was here earlier. Maybe she can answer. I know Uni likes
everyone should take some time and get undressed. I mean,
yes, it's awesome.
So I'm going to see if I can.
Renny likes to do it often. Yeah, you can. You should be able to flip the camera.
Nope. That wasn't it.
There you go. I can see you, Renny.
Yeah, let's see if we can.
Sure, my lens is clean.
Let's go. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and turn my camera around. So how's that? So there's the side. So this is right here, Sydney. I'll just do this. So this is engine number 3. You can see that. I mean, guys, when we first started working on this engine 3 and engine 4 right here is these don't look like much, but I'm going to come right up in front of it. You can see it. We're still not done with these, so we're working. So you can see up here we've cut it, okay? But this is this is where we started down.
Oh wow!
So you can see the difference, as we're working on it. But this stuff, you can see a little remnants. If I look way up on this top fin, that's how, see all the damage?
Yeah.
We've been able to bring that back. This entire unit looked like the damaged areas. Wow. And so we've been able to come a long ways. And so we'll come over here, but let's walk through. Look how sexy that is. Is that some thrust or what?
Yeah, it's a nice rear end.
But we'll come through here, and this is.
I'm over here hanging out with President Nixon.
I saw that. It was a little bit creepy because I thought it was a real person. So that was a little scary.
Nixon
it is a real person. He got COVID. And,
that's funny. Renny, do you know what the name of the color is on Air Force One? What's that blue? What do they call that?
I do. And, ironically, the company will go back over. Maybe Kyle will show them the area that we're doing some paint repair. Yeah. The company that was able to match that is Dr. Color Chip.
Oh, right.
They matched it perfectly. So, hey, hold on. I'm going to go ahead. So this is Jeremy. I don't know if you guys are. If you yell, see if you guys can hear him.
Say hi to everyone.
Hi.
These are the badasses.
Hold on. Kyle's with them right now.
Hey guys.
Shane Mayfield.
Shane.
Hey Shane.
Yes, here.
Hi, yes,
so we're going live. We're live.
Richard Ambrose is down here. Say hi, Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Yeah. Hey guys, can you guys hear Jeremy?
Good to see you, Sydney.
No, can't hear Jeremy.
Not quite.
Just wave. They said wave. There he is. There he goes.
Hey, Chris Lee.
There we go.
Say hi.
So this is Rick Walling.
Hey, Chris.
Rick, come here real
so
quick.
this is Chris, everybody. This is the guy that doesn't like to use tire shine. Just put him out there.
Everyone in the world knows you don't like tire shine now.
Oh, there's lots of tires here. You know that.
He's gonna undress them all.
Has Chris gotten to use undressed?
Or wipe and shine. Sydney told me the wipe and shine method.
Right here. Yeah, the wipe and shine method, exactly.
With the brush.
Yep, with the brush. It's life changing.
So we're
all right, so Sydney, this is Rick Wallings here, so I wanted to say hi to Rick.
Hi, Sydney.
Hey Rick.
Yeah.
How's it going?
She's asking how you're doing.
I'm doing good.
Good.
How are you doing?
Right on.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
I miss being with you guys, but you guys are doing an amazing job.
She says she misses being with you, and you're dorky looking, and to get back to work. She didn't say that. I did. Yeah. And so Sydney, here's the B-29, and this is one of very few, but you can see is that thing gorgeous. And again,
it's gorgeous.
Let me show you guys where this thing was, and so you guys can really respect what we've been able to do to it. We've been working on this plane for 10 years. So in 10 years, we took it, let me find the area. Okay. We took it from this.
Oh, wow.
This is what it started out with. So if you look at this bottom section, that is what that used to look like.
Wow. Wow.
And so we've really brought it a long, long ways. Now,
That's
if
amazing.
you guys want to see something amazing, there's right up here, you can see some patchwork. There's several of them. There's one there,
Uh-huh.
and then there's one towards the back. That was where this thing was shot up in World War II.
Wow. Wow.
And it came back, they patched it up, and it went on a mission the next day. So, you know, the
Wow.
men that flew these things were just incredibly, you know, brave men. And, you know, people, oh, you know, they're brave, the bravery, they, you know, they weren't scared. No, they were scared out of their minds. But
Wow.
then they had a job to do. But the original crew of this, way back in 1945, used to put a yellow chicken over the top of these pitot tubes to protect them.
Oh,
And
wow.
and we lost one of the crew members a few years ago, and they stopped putting the chicken on there. So next year I'm bringing a chicken, and we're going to start putting a chicken back over the top of the pitot tubes again.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. So
That's really cool. You guys can't see the comments right now, but we have lots of awesome job, looks awesome, thumbs up. So everyone's enjoying that
So
view,
I
Renny.
got
So thank you for doing that.
the finishing team is going to show you kind of a dance, how they polish together real quick.
Oh,
I
okay.
caught them right in
Synchronized
time,
polishing.
so
Yeah.
synchronized polishing. All right, guys, go for it.
That is awesome.
Yep. Nice polishers too, huh? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear Sydney too. I guess Renny got cut off. It just died for him.
Yeah, that is so awesome. So cool. And
And
what are they? Are they yelling the directions? We can't quite hear what they're saying, but
so they all have respirators on. So the one in the middle is calling kind of a cadence to keep them moving, and they kind of they'll do is they'll polish from rivet line to rivet line. So you can kind of see here we got rivets.
Okay. Yeah.
And that gives us kind of an area to work in and to stop. And also, you know, we talked about haze. When we polish from rivet to rivet, it kind of hides the haze a little bit that we do get from those. But by working together, they just accomplish all that hard line that's over there all the way into the thruster here. And they'll work their way from the top down, and it gives it a nice seamless look. If one of them was to go rogue and kind of go on their own and polish, then it'll leave a different look. You can see here from yesterday, they've already done this side of engine 2. And I mean, it looks really good. These things have been seeing some weathering, but it's seeing, okay, look. So here's what I was trying to show earlier. So this is the inside of the engine throat. You have the spinner here. We cleaned this up over the years. We've removed more and more corrosion. You can see here. But earlier, I showed you over here, there's plexiglass that we put inside the engines to keep the birds, to keep the dirt, dust, keep them clean while dust still gets in there. So every year, we polish the engine thrust or the engine throats, and then we also polish the plexiglass and we put it back in. Keeps it clean and allows people to see the engine. So pretty cool. So we actually get our detailers in there, and yesterday we had Marcus from IGL and Chris from your Able up inside there polishing over here on engine 3. So let me show you what Renny was talking about, where they're going to actually repaint a section on the blue that for years it started with a tiny little bit of peeling, and then has grown. So up here, you can see where they've already sanded.
Yeah.
So they're going to go from pretty much this line over here. You can see where it starts.
Yep.
There.
Yeah.
All the way to the other line there. So
Wow.
they're constantly repairing these, trying to keep them looking beautiful for the public and preserving Air Force One.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have a quick question.
Yeah, let's do it.
Michael Scherer would like to know, what do you use for the plexiglass? And he polishes aircraft windscreens regularly.
So the plexi is different. This plexi is not like Lexan, which is on a lot of airplanes. So I'm not going to talk about the Lexan part because that's a whole different world. You know, there's a lot of liability that comes into play when you're polishing that. This plexi is not ever going to fly, right? But I'll show you. They're laying right here next to this tire.
Oh yeah.
So they're just sitting right here. We'll put them down on a table with some towels, and we'll probably try ultra coat polish this year.
Okay.
Kyle's has worked good in the past. Works really good. But usually it's just a light polish. We really just use a fine polish just to clean it. There's scratches. We're not trying to get them out.
Right.
Let me show you this. So this is the one tire that we used undressed on, and we'll show the picture versus the tire next to it that hasn't been cleaned yet. And the difference is pretty awesome. So this is the tire before. You can see it's just dirty. Just it has old tire dressing on it. And then this is the tire after we scrubbed it and used undressed.
Oh wow, nice.
So it cleaned it up, and we dress these tires every year. So obviously we're undressing our previous year's tires. So it worked great. It brought all that junk off.
Yep.
And so we're gonna enjoy using this product, and we're really excited because Sydney and I worked hard on, like, bringing up new products for you guys to help our fellow detailers.
Yes. So question from Samantha: what would you use for the rear plastic window of a 1964 convertible Ford Falcon?
So the clear on a convertible, I'll say from experience, I recently polished a soft top window of a Chevelle. I believe the Chevelle is, it's in my Instagram. I think it was a 67. And I used Kyle's Boat and RV Restore. It worked great.
Yep.
I started off with a kind of a medium pad. It was like I tried the blueberry pad. It was a little bit too much. I went to a yellow, very, very low speed, and actually fast arm movement because I don't want to overheat it. You don't want to get it melted. And I did it probably 30 times, 15 on each side, and it completely cleared it up. And I have some pictures, but Kyle's Boat and RV Restore worked great on. Yes, I'm live. Mr. Woolman here. He's been running. He's over here running the show off his computer under the PNS tent. You can see we have all of our products laid out.
Yep.
We have Bill Quinn's trailer is kind of our storage unit and command center. A lot of cool stuff here. You got all these Ego power stations we're using. And
those are pretty cool. Those are new this year, right?
Yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff from Flex and
That's
Ego.
Awesome.
Flex brought us some vacuums and some lights and drills, all sorts of fun stuff. So
cool.
It's been really good. We use a lot of Metal Bright. You can see all of our Metal Bright here.
Cool.
Keith has everything labeled, where they go, where the dirties go. And then the other thing is then we get the rookies cleaning pads. Anyone know this guy? We got Jimmy Buffett here.
Jimmy.
James.
Nice. Yep.
And he's the pad bitch for the minute.
Nice.
I don't mind saying that because I was one too.
So what are they cleaning the pads with? What are you guys using on them? EnviroClean?
EnviroClean. What else?
Sweet. Yeah.
So
nice.
we got, I'll show you the pads. All these green metal pads.
Holy moly.
and we're just
Yeah.
using our Grit Guard
Yep.
pad cleaning system,
Mm-hmm.
and we're pre-treating them with EnviroClean, and they're coming out pretty nice. We can reuse those. Now, those pads are not going to get reused on Air Force One. We pretty much use fresh pads on AFO all the time. When we use them, they get downgraded. They'll go into a box. They'll be used for cutting, probably in areas on the B29 that don't need as much finessing. And that's how we do that. So EnviroClean is what we're doing. We have some rags to riches also, and rags to riches is actually being used by the museum over in their, they have an industrial wash machine, and they're washing towels for us.
Nice.
So I hope that when they went over there, whoever took the rags to riches knew to go and get a little video of them washing our, washing them. So really cool things here at the museum. I really encourage you guys to come out. I'm going to walk up these stairs real quick on the Concorde and show you all of the airplanes from up high before I got to get back to work.
Yep.
So got to come out and support these guys. Be careful not to walk off the edge.
While you're walking up the stairs, there was somebody back in the comments, I don't remember, but somebody was worried about if it's 100 degrees. And no, I think you guys are actually freezing, right?
It's cold.
Yeah.
Very cold today. So you can see Air Force One over here. This is the United Airlines Renny was talking about.
Yeah.
Got a beautiful view of the Concorde. This thing is just so cool. Those windows are very, very tiny, not like normal airplanes.
Yeah.
Very nice view of the B-29 bomber.
That's great. Yeah.
We have the B-17 over here. We get a tour of that. That's fun to crawl through, especially a guy my size. Yeah. The B-47. We have the TWA Airlines over there. Let's talk about some of these. This Air Force One is the first jet Air Force One. There's a sister one to it, which is in the Dayton, Ohio Museum of the Air Force. That United airplane over there is serial number 1 of the 727s. It's the first 727. That's the first 747 behind it.
Wow.
That is a massive airplane. They repainted that a few years ago. That is serial number 3 of the 787 Dreamliner.
Oh, wow.
And behind it is the first 737, which was used for NASA for testing at one time. So there's just so many cool planes here. And across the parking lot, way in the back, is the B-52. And something interesting about the B-52 bomber that I learned is I believe we have I say the government, the United States has kind of an agreement with other countries because they were so scared of that bomber that bomber cannot be kept inside. They have to be able to see it from the air. So there's a reason why it's outside. It doesn't go inside. None of them are in inside museums. That's what I was told by one of the docents here years ago. That's pretty cool. It's like that thing was a death machine, and a lot of people are scared. So really cool stuff going on here. Do we have any other questions about products?
Nope. I think that's kind of it. I think everybody's just really enjoyed the tour and all of that. So that's been super cool. We very much appreciate it. But I think it's about time for us to get back.
Yeah, we put a lot of social media out. Renny's done a lot of social media. Go and check out his TikTok. PNS has a TikTok also. We're getting content, and we'll start making some on TikTok. Our Instagram. We appreciate it all. And yeah, if you have more questions about Undressed or any of our other products, just send us messages. And I wish you were able to be here, but I'm glad you're able to hold down the fort and help me with social media because we've been working.
The good news, in about 3 weeks, we'll all be in Monterey. So
exactly,
that'll be exciting. Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the sneak peek inside the Air Force One project, and everybody have an awesome rest of your week, and make sure to keep up with the guys on social media and, you know, give them all a like and a follow. I know they appreciate that. They're all working super hard up there in Seattle. Chris, do you have anything for us?
No, nope. Just goodbye.
Just goodbye. Just goodbye. All right. Well, thanks, Kyle, for everything. And you guys stay safe and have a great rest of your week. You've got 3 days left. You're halfway there.
Oh, man. Halfway. Oh,
Halfway.
this cement is so hard. My feet and my back are killing me. It's just like there's no give.
I bet you need like little cloud shoes or something.
You can see Bill over there on the tail of Air Force One with the boom lift with one of our vets. The vets our veterans are polishing the American flag.
That's awesome.
So we do that every year. It's pretty cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
All
right, guys. Well, you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll check in with you soon. And I appreciate you guys taking the time out to give everybody a peek.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Awesome. All right. See you later.